Hey everyone, so this is going to be my Glee Season 3 Episode 14 On My Way recap. By the way, I know this will be very long recap because I had about 5 full pages back and front filled with things to talk about, so this either video will be 30 minutes long or I'll just split it in two. So if you want to just hear me talking about the Karofsky stuff or just the Sebastian stuff or regionals or whatever, there'll be two different parts. So, but I don't think you can even take me serious with this Nyan cat shirt. Just like, try to ignore that. But, so let's just get this started already. The Kurt, Rachel, and Sebastian scene. Kurt is still against the idea of Rachel and Finn getting married, and Sebastian blackmails Rachel and wants her out of singing at regionals to boost the Warblers' chance at winning. Kurt is still flawless, by the way. Like, his comebacks, his horse teeth about Sebastian, he just looks good throughout this whole episode. He's a I will always preach about that, but yeah. But I feel like that's a good time to say it because the other times with Kurt's like heartbreaking. So, Sebastian's quote, Tina Blow Wang, I literally peed my pants. Like, that's funny. And if Kurt and Sebastian were ever like tag teaming as like friends or something, or like they were in a situation where like they were both like totally just trash and down somebody else, like they would just be so flawless and had bitches in charge. I just loved it. I love when Santana called Sebastian a bitch from another bitch. Like it fits them. Anyways, New Direction still wants to fight the Warblers. With Blaine back, he's furious too. But Rachel doesn't care. She wants to perform at regionals to better her chances at Niata. I feel like that was really selfish because, I mean, her boyfriend, he could have been, or fiance even, could have lost his, future just because of this picture all over the internet, and she didn't care because she thought if she didn't perform it would affect her. But I just am not a fan of Rachel lately. I don't even care if other things happen. Just like, stop being so selfish, girl. I don't want to get into it, but I don't hate Rachel, but she's one of my least favorite characters right now, so let's just say that. I fluctuate with Rachel. Sue is preggo, and Quinn wants back on the Cheerios. A sweet Quinn-Sue moment. Them being nice to each other and talking about, morning sickness, but Sue won't let her back on the Cheerios because she thinks it's unfair that all the other girls are practiced and that she can just be back whenever she wants. Blaine and cough syrup, or he says cough syrup. The Blaine part was very passionate and emotional. You can tell that his heart was in this performance and that this is where he is meant to be as in his future. And a beautiful song, by the way. I think Darren sounded amazing. He just made it so pretty. And when I first heard the song, I thought it was going to be, oh, so cute scene. And now it's like, oh my god, this is heartbreaking. And the Karofsky scene was just I was literally crying my eyes out, like, thinking about it right now. It's just, so, I mean, the whole thing with them finding out at his other school that he was gay, and it was very shocking. I knew that Karofsky was gonna somehow attempt suicide, but the way that we saw it was, I think, I don't want to say wonderfully done on Glee, but it was appropriately done. I mean, it's a very sorry, delicate subject to talk about, especially on, primetime TV and millions of viewers watching, and how do you get this message out without making it look bad? But I think Glee did a very appropriate job, and the way that they did the PSA for the Trevor Project during the commercials was very smart. I give it a smart idea for them to do, and it was an intense, very realistic scene because it happens to many people. The internet bullying, people finding out more quickly nowadays because based on Facebook or Twitter and Tumblr shout out, and just, yeah, it was intense, and I was bawling my eyes out, and I can't even watch that scene anymore because I'm just like, it's like, oh, cough syrup, and now it's like, oh my god, this is just horrible, like, and it's a true thing, and it just breaks my heart. I'll discuss more about it later, and a little more. The teachers don't know what to do. Sue feels like she could have done something when Dave was still at McKinley, and Dave's dad finding him was so, oh my god, I feel like I'm acting like a douche right now because I can't even express the feelings in my head that are coming out into words. It was a lot. It was crazy, and just imagine. I can't even. Okay. I'm just. The quote where Fagin says it wasn't our job to know, and Emma said, then whose job was it, or whose was it? You know, who could Dave turn to, especially now that he went to a new school, doesn't really probably know very many people, and, you know, if this isn't their job to find out these kind of things, then who the hell's job is it? The teachers, you know, at schools, they always say the teachers are here for you to listen, but when there's no one to really turn to, and they're not, you know, out but speaking that they have someone to talk to, who the fuck are these kids supposed to talk to about these things? So I feel like that was something they needed to bring up, and maybe they'll figure out something. The God Squad discussing Karofsky. Quinn thinks he was selfish, and I don't think that I was mad at Quinn for that. I feel like everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but I don't think he was being selfish. I mean, I feel like at that low point in your life, you honestly just you feel like if you weren't there, that it would, you know, it would help the people in your life, because you're not part of their life anymore. And I feel like that's very intent, very 50-50 on that, you know, on that topic, where are they selfish, are they not? And I'm glad they brought that up a little bit. And you know, she doesn't think that he was thinking of others when he was doing that, but Kurt tells her otherwise, that the world still loved her no matter what, no matter of her past. People were still loving Quinn no matter what she did. But Joe lets him be a part of the meeting, even if he doesn't believe in God. And Kurt has said he had no one else to turn to. Kurt blames himself. He could have helped, but he didn't, like answering this calls when Dave was contemplating suicide. And just think this is the first time that they find out about Karofsky being gay, all about Kurt's past, and I wish they would have covered that a little bit, because of all the things that Karofsky and Kurt went through in the past when he was still at McKinley, and finding out about prom king and queen, and then the kiss, and the Karofsky and Santana thing for prom. I feel like they should have brought that up, but maybe it wasn't a good time. I know they never will again, but I feel like that would have been a good continuity thing to talk about. But Rachel and Finn make up, and Rachel thinks life's too short and wants to get married after regionals. Sebastian regrets everything, being awful with the new directions, and we even find out that he had a little past with Dave. I'm totally shipping Sebovsky, that's how you say it, Sebastian and Karofsky, Smithovsky, if you want to say that. And I'll explain why, because I don't know, when I saw that scene before they even started talking, when they were like two at the jukebox or whatever, they looked adorable. Like, I never shipped Karofsky with Kurt, maybe just because I don't feel like they match up. But then, like, when Sebastian and Karofsky were, like, standing right next to each other, I was like, they look like a gorgeous couple. Like, I would totally ship them. Even though Sebastian was horrible, saying these horrible things to his face, because that's just a dickhead Sebastian move that, I don't know, if he could see the better light in Sebastian, maybe someday in the future they'll see each other again, and maybe something will happen, or maybe not. I just still kind of ship it. Sebastian looks sad, and he feels, you know, I feel like he was being genuine. I don't think he was bullshitting anyone. And his quote, I feel like, was very, very intense, where he said, it's all fun until it's not. All fun and games, sorry, until it's not. And by the way, the scene with all the gays of Glee, I thought that was talking about the other gay of Glee. I know it's not funny, but it just, like, I don't know, it's like they just set that up. Sebastian wants to prove to them that he's being real and genuine, calling off the war and all the blackmailing and apologizing for the Blaine incident and everything else. And he wants to dedicate the Warblers performance to Dave. And this is when I started slowly to like Sebastian. I know I shouldn't, but I couldn't help myself, and I feel like Sebastian wants to make up for his past, and I don't know, I feel so bad. I don't feel bad for him. I just feel like he wants to change. I believe people deserve second chances. I'll talk about that in the next part too. So about Karofsky, and throughout this episode, I could see that Kurt still wasn't buying it, and I feel like he's a person to be very hard persuaded by. Usually I am too, but when it comes to people, I feel like that you know, they have a heart, and I feel like they deserve a second chance to be proven that they deserve that second chance. Does that make sense? I mean, with like other things, it's hard to be persuaded by, but if someone can really prove that they have changed, people can change, and I wish that certain people would give that chance to other people, and I know a lot of people will not agree with me about Sebastian or even Karofsky. Maybe they sympathize for both people, but they don't think they deserve that chance, but that's just your opinion, and I have mine. Will brings all the New Direction members together, telling his suicidal past, which I thought was random, but I think the message of don't sweat the petty things was important, and maybe, you know, maybe we all think that Will's way of trying to talk about his suicidal past, maybe at the moment, you know, it affected him and he thought it was the end of the world for him as a teenager, but in the end, you know, it wasn't a big deal, and maybe you should really think about things through before getting to that point in your life, and that certain things aren't as big as they seem, and that there will always be something better in the future to look forward to, and that there will always be a way out, and maybe it doesn't seem like that at the moment, but maybe there is a brighter side to your world and to your future, and just don't give up so easily, and try to fight for what you believe in and what you know is good in this world. There is good in the world. Yeah, anyways, so they went around sharing what they want to achieve in life and what they look forward to in life. Tina just wants a song. Blaine wants marriage equality. And amongst the other things, like Zatanna wants her grandma to be proud of her again or love her again. And Roy just likes peanut butter. And Sugar wants to see Sex and the City Part 3. I just thought that was, you know, a lighter moment to the more dark points in this episode. So on to regionals. Warblers were amazing. I don't like that Stan song. Sorry, but I just, I don't know. I just didn't really like it. I don't know, but they were awesome. I think they sounded good. I liked it. I mean, I didn't like hearing the song, but the performance was good. I thought Glad You Came was incredible. I love the Dancy Warblers. I just love them. They're so sassy and dancy and just freaking amazing. I love the lights, and I was aroused by Grant, Sebastian. Like, they just did amazing. I kept watching the performance over and over. I think that was my favorite. Besides Believe I Believe I Can Fly was my favorite originals performance. It was so good. And the New Directions were cheering for them. Finn pretty much saying that life's too short to even care at all. Quaff lyric. I feel like that was a really big message to the episode. You know, don't sweat the petty things. Just, you know, life's too short to worry about those kind of things, but it's not worth ending your life for. The weird church choir stuff, I died laughing the minute they started singing. Like, I just bursted out laughing. And they were just so out of place, and everybody was like, what the hell? But Figgins was like, you gotta love Figgins sometimes. Even though he's a shit principal sometimes, he is hilarious. I was emotional during the New Directions performances because it would be the last regionals performance with all of them together like that. Think about it, you know. That's it. This is it for some of them. This is it. And it was just a lot to think about because, I mean, this cast, this group was just, yeah. The Fly Blia I Can Fly performance was incredible. I love the smoke. I love their dancing, even though it was kind of weird, but I totally got chills throughout this whole song. But Santana and Blaine rapping was seriously the best. I think Blaine rapping is just one of the best things Lee has ever done. He's so cute and so small in his little suspenders and bow ties, which I love their outfits in this. I just love it. And they were just so cute. If you hear the whole song, he says Mother Fickle. I just love Blaine so much. They're just so hood. Stronger with the Trouble Tones was awesome. It was chill worthy, definitely. I loved the original. I didn't even know who sung the original until like I looked it up. But I don't listen to the radio song. Like, I don't know who sings this song. Kelly Clarkson, by the way. But I loved Britney's voice in this song, even though, you know, I don't like Britney very much lately. But the Trouble Tones, I was never a big fan. I don't like their weird arm movements when they try to be like sophisticated. It's just kind of weird. And I don't like it. But it's still a powerful song and performance. I loved it during the promo. I thought it was an appropriate song for the promo. Just like, it was intense. And Trouble Tones are back. I don't know how that even counts as New Directions because half of the group wasn't even in the New Directions. But it's Glee. It doesn't have to make sense. Now does it? The Here's to Us wasn't bad. I mean, Rachel sounded amazing, but I didn't think it was a regionals worthy kind of song. I also love her dads throughout the performances. Like, they were just like getting into like, oh look up a babe. I really liked, I already said that about their outfits. Also, it was very regional, season 1 regionals, like the gold and black contrast. So yeah, New Directions wins. I also think that Kurt hates vampires. Okay, go back to when they first introduced all the judges, and then they talked about the vampire guy. Blaine is like, hey, and Kurt's like, get away from me! And then, like, throughout the whole thing, Kurt is giving this vampire this dirty looks. By the way, the vampire is Ian Brennan, one of the writers, the creators of Glee, so it's like, this is so fucking stupid. The way he was talking like Dracula or some shit, stupid. But then Sugar, like, loves him and goes up to hugs him after they win. I'm just happy they won, because it was their last regionals, and it just brings more continuing into the season for them going to nationals, and, yeah, so this is going to be the end of part 1 because it's getting long, so if you want to see part 2 of me talking about the Kurt Kurofsky scene as well as the accident, go to part 2.